Yeah, I feel like we're always going to have a couple units that might need to be revisited at some point or another, just basically based on how you do things and how new things click together. What I can say is that tier 5 and 6 as Boudica, I really like my units. Actually, let me see. We're here
Yeah.
because I
But
probably should.
tournaments
I
are a
should
great measure
put.
to see what's like
Yep.
working and what's not, because these people are not going to pick something that isn't working.
See, you need a new meter. That's what I'm telling you. If you look at myself, for example, at tier 6, I have a 62% victory with dogs, and it's 76 at tier 5, and that's over 34 battles. That's not so much. Like it's not it's not 100 battles, but it is fairly consistent. And if you compare it to my average win rate, and in the average win rate that I have with other units in that tier, it is clearly higher. Like, except for a few outliers, very exceptional ones or units that I know extremely well, like or just ones that I haven't played. That's a really good uh, score for me. I feel like at that tier they're very strong. So it's just a question of what would they need to just be strong like that throughout the tiers? What are the little things that we can look at and maybe do easily to bring them, to that level?
So do you
But at
think
the
that
same
if that
time,
was a tier 6 tournament, dogs would be picked?
I think it's possible, honestly. Like I said, at least on a personal level for me, at tier 5 and tier 6. When I'm playing them, I feel like they're really strong, and if you compare them to other units that I can sometimes struggle with,
Oh,
like
oh,
they
oh,
are
oh, oh.
strong.
The Fox is on the side of Lesbos Arches, picked by Sivori. Japan is hovering Arminius Sword Infantry as well. So yeah, we are. Well, so far it was Peltasts trying to throw Lesbos Arches team off, and now it's happening the other way around.
I'm surprised at that KC pike pick, to be honest.
Yeah, I think since they're on a match point, they are allowing themselves to do something else than they have done before. Still pretty similar composition, but we see a lot more barbarians. There's only 3 Greek, and the rest 5 pigs are barbarians, no Romans whatsoever. No Carthage as well, feels badly. But there's Carthage on the other side, in the shape of elephants. And that means those slingers will actually have a lot of soft targets to shoot at. But those soft targets, if there are so plenty, you cannot shoot them all, and they will close distance to you quite quickly. And the teams are ready, possibly for a final battle. Exactly is if betting is still a thing. Yes, it is. You can bet for
It's
Lesbos
still a
Arches
thing.
if you want to win, Kappa. You can also bet for Peltasts. But with Tiberius rolling 99 out of 100, I'm not sure.
Let's find out. To go back to our original about dogs, I think it's important, at least for me, to remember that um, just because one unit is played in the tournament or not played in the tournament is not necessarily relevant when you're going to look at whether a unit is balanced or unbalanced. Um, it's not necessarily representative of that. We are in the special format. We are in that 8 versus 8. Um, I don't necessarily think that it means that unit is bad just because it's not being picked as much. Um, Another thing, tournaments are really special because you don't have that randomness, and therefore you can adapt but you also have kind of a duty to adapt and react to the situation that you're seeing in front of you. If dogs are a very good or strong counter to something, um, and basically you don't see that on the other team, then maybe you have as good pick
Yeah,
them.
But they are counter to pikes, aren't they? Especially with recent ambush changes. We are seeing pikes every single battle.
Yep, exactly.
But
again,
still
it's about that.
Caesar and Javelin to counter those. But yeah, this tournament is also a little bit random. It's a for fun tournament, invitational, so they're not really pre-made teams. They are just drafted from people who signed up. So it is a little bit closer to a random battle environment than standard tournament would be. That's why we are seeing all those crazy picks. Oh, people are rooting for Team Spanets. And there we go. Second battle over Germania. Possibly a match point for Lesbos. Will they remain undefeated? Or will Royal Peltasts finally find a formula to beat Spanets' team?
Gotta say, greatly appreciate the dramatic tone that you used there. Very good job. I think you really captured the tension that this game carries.
My voice is crackling because, well...
So is mine. Alright, let's see. We're back on Germania.
Oh, Crisis already calling. That is a final match. We will see. We will see Crisis. If that's the case, let me look over at Baron's Fox's stream. And I see that Sacred Band has finished on 3rd place over there with a score of 3-0 over his Gladiators.
Oh wow, that's really cool. We should invite Foxy and Kiwi to join us, even if they can't see the match. Maybe we can tell them a bit about what we're seeing.
We're able to do that after.
Yeah, maybe. You're right, that might distract us.
So Royal Peltasts setting up their cavalry on both flanks. Probably trying for that aggression strat with elephants pushing in from behind. They also, I think, have long range advantage because there are no slingers on Lesbos' side. Is that correct?
Yep. My bad, Osaka. I was trying to spawn somewhere else. I spawned a little bit too close to you.
Yep, so if our Peltasts manage to secure a spotting advantage and get their slingers to shoot enemy archers before they can ever answer back, that may secure them an early advantage. Well, they so far landed some shots onto Noberto, shooting him down by 15%, more or less.
It's like opening a bottle of champagne to the beginning of a match and getting a couple shots fired off of him.
Yep, Royal Peltasts now wisely staying defensive, waiting for the enemy team to show up, especially after they drew first blood. The enemy team has to respond to that. Tiberius Maximus pushing the left flank, right flank, depending on which side you're looking at. Anyway, the island flank, pushing the OTL away. From what I see, Royal Peltasts aren't really reacting to that flanking maneuver. They're not really afraid. Atlanta Spears are pretty much one of the best units you can throw on such a solo adventure. There's also Spanet's Scav behind that captured the watchtower before. They're picking it out.
Star Warrior closely followed by Wicked Pirate and KC coming down on that viewpoint.
And there are no range units around to answer to that aggression. Now they realize where the enemy position is. Peltasts is retreating towards their watchtower. Kleinke and Sin still standing in that forest, waiting for the enemy to come. So it looks like Lesbos archers are executing a flanking maneuver. The question is, will they be all mid-rushed? Kleinke is actually getting shot because of the vision that Spanats manages to provide. He's just there providing vision, yep. And he's also getting cut. Yeah, and he's being punished, lost about 30%. But Osaka is fighting those volleys into Sin and Kleinke.
Rely on that right flank. Velasco's getting back in position.
Tiberi is already entering the base, though.
I don't know what else our warrior is going to be able to do here.
Our base is under attack! We must stop them!
So Lesbos archers are launching a full attack on the enemy base.
He is going to try and charge him. He doesn't really have an option. Actually, Velasco's might get caught.
That charge was launched from too far away.
It's a bit.
Not enough power. He's not fighting in a 1v1 duel against other spears. Peltasts will try to do some good friendly firing there. But the cap is going strong.
Fast.
But there are elephants on top of that to handle that. Also cavalry and archers. But that distracts the Royal Peltasts team a lot.
I think they're going for that special spot cap. If they can get in the special spot on top of the base and defend themselves, they would be extremely hard to decap, considering that the Peltasts don't have any range close by except Pella, who might not be able to make it on time.
There's now Nuberto hunting him down alongside with Sea Warrior. And Nuberto manages. Okay, he didn't charge, but he did get into melee with Peltasts.
If Pella doesn't see this in the next few seconds and comes to decap.
There's a big pirate there as well. Yeah, and he's capping quite fast, managing to find himself that sweet spot you've been talking about. On top of that, Freebird is now climbing there, but there are pikes there to stop him.
The pikes are gonna stop him. Oh, wow, this is so well thought out. He's barely managing to make it. Let's hope that Alsar Warrior can stop him.
Yeah.
Fight!
Clav is getting very close. That elephant won't be able to decap those archers in time.
They won't be able to decap every single one of these archers.
And there's crippling shot slowing him down. Oh, the cap will go through.
Oh, the cap is gonna go.
And that's the smart strategy we've been talking about.
Wow.
Oh, that was very, very clever play. Even if pikes didn't work, they still had crippling shot to stop that elephant from decapping. Oh, that was beautiful to watch. There were engagements all over the map. But still, Spanats managed to come out victorious, controlling that chaos perfectly and staying undefeated throughout the entire tournament. Winning, how many? 19 battles in a row.
19 battles. Wow. This was really impressive. And I have to say, that strategy, that has happened to me at least once on Germania, and it is so hard to decap. So incredibly hard. But I think Pella must have been so furious, because at this point, there's nothing he can do. He's too far, he's being denied. Even if he tried to rush it, he would not be able to make it.